Welcome y'all. Splash Pad Pool Builders tip of the week time. This week we're going to make something that is, again, as promised, really simple for you to make right on the pool side. We're going to be making some Cabana Kabobs. So let me show you what you're going to need. The first thing is we're going to take a little bit of a non-traditional approach and use chicken thighs. Now, you can use chicken breasts if you prefer, if you want a leaner option. Barbecue rub, whichever brand you prefer, is always good. Bell peppers, I prefer to use red, orange, and yellow bell peppers because they're a little bit more mature than the regular bell peppers. Some wonderful baby tomatoes. I love to use baby tomatoes in my recipes because they're add a little bit of a burst of flavor. Pineapple slices or chunks. You'll need some unsalted butter. You'll also need a zucchini. So the first thing I do is I take these chickens, before I do anything, lay them out, and I grab my favorite barbecue rub. I like something that's got a little spice to it, but also a little bit of sweet. But I take and I will season down these chicken thighs and let them rest just a little bit so that really gets good and incorporated into our chicken thighs. Once I've got that set, I mix them in this wonderful stainless bowl and set them to the side to give them some time to rest. Once that's finished, then it's time for some knife skills. Start out with my bell peppers. We're going to take those and we're going to core them out. Make sure you get all the seeds clear. Make sure you destem those, and you've just got really good chunks. Since we're making these kebabs, we need that flesh to be in really good chunks. We want 1 by 1 inch chunks of bell pepper. They sear beautifully on the grill. They cook very quickly, and they really complement the chicken as a good crunchy part of the kebab. Once that's done, make it easy on yourself. The next thing we're going to prep is the pineapple slices. You can buy these in chunks if you want to, or you can just buy them in the slices. They're a little bit cheaper if you just buy the rings and cut them yourself. A little elbow grease saves you some money, and goodness gracious knows, anytime you can save money on groceries, it's always a good thing. But I just take these out of the canister, remove the juice, and then I put them here on my cutting board, and I cut them into about 1 inch to 2 inch chunks, depending on how large you like your pineapple on your kebab. Once that's finished, I'm going to move over to our wonderful zucchini. I'm going to take my zucchini. I'm going to do the same thing. This just seems like it's a pattern of behavior. We're going to cut these into about 1 inch rings just to make sure that we have those 1 inch slices of zucchini, and get ready to prep that as well. If you like these, you can add them. I love to have these because it does add a little bit of a pop of flavor, and a good roasted tomato always works well on a skewer kebab. So we're going to add these very small baby tomatoes here, and we're going to make sure that we put these on there as well. You can also cut these in half. It makes it a little bit easier. It depends on if you don't want a full burst of tomato. You don't have to use the whole thing, but you want to get these tomatoes either cut in half, or you can use them whole and then get those skewered. And again, I would alternate these. I would put a piece of chicken, go ahead and give yourself a piece of bell pepper, make it look colorful and vibrant. Now we've given our chicken just a little bit of time to absorb that barbecue rub. And again, you can just hit it with some SGP. That's a little bit of short for salt, garlic, pepper, however you want it. Some people call it SPG. But we want to make sure that you use a real sharp knife here. I'm actually using a fillet knife because I like the way these cuts get. But I'm going to cut these into about 3 inch strips, 2 or 3 inch strips. Because I'm going to actually roll them on the skewer. And what I mean by that is, instead of putting them long ways, I'm going to roll these almost into a ball, and then I'm going to skewer that so that it can cook evenly throughout. So although you may cut a long piece like this, you want to make sure that you take it on the skewer, and you're going to want to fold it like so. The next thing I'm going to do is just prep the butter. Again, really easy. You want to keep this simple, something that you can do really quickly because you're trying to cook for folks. I take about a half a stick of this sweet cream butter, and of course I use my knife to be able to cut pretty much anything in here. But I'll take this butter, and I'll go ahead and put a half a stick in here. And this butter has set out for just a little bit, so it's way softened. But you may want to cut it up if you just take butter directly out of the refrigerator. It's going to take it a second to cook. Now it's going to heat quickly over on the grill, but I take a little bit of that, and then I make sure I get ready, and I take my favorite barbecue rub and put a little bit of barbecue rub just on top of it. And what that'll do is, obviously, it seasons the butter just a little bit as it melts. So you don't just have a straight butter, you have butter with a little bit of barbecue seasoning on top of it. All right, everybody, it's time to get these kebabs on the grill. Again, it's Cabana Kebab time. So the main thing I want you to remember too, this is probably adding on to the tip of the week, just relax a little bit, man. Cooking's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable too. So if it's a high stress environment, you're not doing Cabana Kebabs right. But the first thing that you want to do is use a good grill either an oil or a spray grease. I use PAM grilling for high heat formula. That way it keeps all of your materials, especially kebabs, it's important, they don't stick on the grill, because the minute you put these down and they stick to that grill, if you skip this step, not good. You're going to be scraping chicken and pineapple and bell pepper off your grill for a couple of days. But once you get that spray down, you're going to take your kebabs over to the grill, make sure you got a good coating, and you're just going to set it at about a medium heat and let it warm up. You don't want to burn them on a super high heat like you would cook a steak. Keep it at about a medium temperature, and then find right in the center of your grill, go ahead and start laying down these kebabs. You want to put them in order so that you can keep track of how you turn them. And the other trick here, a little tip of the week for you, again, as you do this, they're going to cook, it's going to do its job. I've pre-prepared, as I told you a little bit earlier, some of the butter with some of the barbecue rub. I'm just going to set that directly in here, because what that'll do is it'll cook itself. It'll start to render down. It'll make this great, beautiful base that we can put on there, and it'll keep everything from going. So the one thing we want to make sure we do here is go ahead and close it to give it some time to melt so that butter can render while we're cooking our Cabana kebabs. But make sure that chicken is ready to go. We want to cook that chicken to a good 165 internal temperature. And once the chicken hits 165 internal, you're ready to go. But as you're doing this, you want to rotate those kebabs. Put them on side A, flip them to side B, just like those great cassettes in the 80s. You want to flip them over, make sure you're done, turn it again, monitor them. As you're monitoring, you're going to use what I recommended earlier with your stainless steel bowl with your half a stick of butter and some barbecue rub, and you're going to baste those as you turn them. This will keep them from burning. And so as they rotate, that butter will keep things good and moist. It'll season the outside with a little bit of that barbecue. And then as you get going cooking through them, you can also dab some more barbecue sauce, give them a little dusting, depending on your specific flavor or taste, whatever it is that you prefer. Once they've rotated 4 or 5 times, you've basted them with butter, check that meat temperature and make sure you're at about 165. When it hits 165, go ahead and pull it off. Let them rest. Make yourself something to drink, sit by the pool, put your toes in the hot tub, relax, and give them about 5 or 6 minutes to cool back down. It'll let those natural juices restore back into the chicken thighs, and it'll give those vegetables a chance to be not quite so burning hot, so you don't hurt yourself or burn somebody while you're serving these on the meal. Again, pretty easy prep. Pretty quick on the grill. These should take somewhere in the neighborhood of about 5 to 10 minutes to get ready. Once they get on the grill, again, just baby them. This is one that you do want to watch because you don't want to burn them. Outside of that, you should be good to go. So get them on the grill, monitor them, baste them, and then when they hit 165, pull them off and let them rest so you can enjoy.